things. So also within literature, the distinction between what is real and what is simultaneous, like collapsed right here, is very much delineable here. What had been seen as a solid real world is nothing but a tissue of dream-like images. So the postmodern condition is a loss of real. This causes even a problem for posting any literary theory, because all literary theories like Marxism, feminism, structuralism depend upon the differentiation between what is seen in the text and its underlying meaning. So here in postmodernism, what we see is all we get and nothing more. So the loss of the real is equated with the collapse of reality. So the third sign that conceals an absence, the idea that there is nothing beyond the canvas, nothing beyond the surface painting, is crucial concept of postmodernism. So the image tends to become the reality, right? This way. So, my dear students, I would like to, for your sake, uh, pose to you some questions like which you have to deal with and try to explore them and get the answer for those questions, you know, and by writing yourself, and so as to you can evaluate, analyze, and very comprehensively know about yourself what you have learned through. Okay, so the very first question like that you should basically ask or try to write the answer for is, what is modernism, or define modernism, or explain with the example how it is different from earlier other modes, artistic style of representation. Second, the difference between postmodernism and postmodernism, right? Third, describe four ways in which science represent realities that we have understood through our discussion. Now, I would like to, uh, tell you couple of terms which are very important for all of us being a student of English literature. That we should know all these basic terms which are related to this movement, right? So, very first term I would like to make you understand is classicism. Classicism is the following of ancient Greek or Roman principles that and style in art and literature, generally associated with harmony, restraint, and adherence to organized standard of form and craftsmanship. Right. Second is Romanticism. Romanticism is a movement in arts and literature that originated in the late 18th century with emphasis on inspiration, subjectivity, and primacy of individual. Right. Third is Neoclassicism, which is a Western cultural movement in decorative and visual arts, literature, theater, music, architecture that drew inspiration from the art and culture of classical antiquity. That is why it is called Neoclassicism, which is probably based on the doings of classical literature or classical age. Next is Realism. Realism, my dear student, began as a literary movement in response to and as a departure from idealism of the Romantic period. And so, realism emerged in literature in the second half of the 19th century, guys. Right? And the term rubric. Rubric is a title or heading under which something operates or
Sir,
is studied. Yes.
excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you repeat realism for once?
Yes, realism, as I told you, realism actually, started as a full-fledged literary movement, and that was in response to and a kind of a, you can say, the this disconnect from the idealism of the Romantic period, right? So realism as a important Genre also in literature in this time is actually emerged in the second half of the 19th century, right? That is realism. Okay,
Okay, sir.
and aesthetic. This term is also very important for us to understand. Uh, you know, being uh, student of literature, my dear students, aesthetic is a set of some principles underlying the work of particular artist or artistic movement, right? Aesthetic is a term actually which symbolizes the beauty or sublimity or something uh, which releases pleasure or through which we extract pleasure. That is aesthetic. Then uh, exodus is also a very important term. Exodus means a mass departure of people, right? And my dear students, the next term that I would like to make you understand is psychoanalysis. Psychoanalysis is defined as a set of psychological theories and therapeutic methods which have their origin in the works and theories of Sigmund Freud, very famous, the psychoanalyst.
Sir, can you go a little bit slow as I'm taking notes and it's being difficult for me to cope with the speed? And please,
Okay,
can you repeat
okay,
psychoanalysis once
yes,
again?
yes, yes, yeah. This is a psychoanalysis is basically you can say like it's a bundle or set of psychological theories and therapeutic methods which have their origin in the works of and theories of Sigmund Freud. And the primary assumption of psychoanalysis is the belief that all people possess unconscious thoughts, feelings, desires, and memories. My dear students, I would like to tell you that I am recording this lecture for for you all as my student, and I had my YouTube channel also on which like I'm going to upload this lecture. So in case like if you miss some of the points, you can listen to the lecture, from my YouTube channel. Okay, so that will be there for all time whenever you are free or you want it to listen to in order to understand the concept in a detailed manner. You can listen to the lecture from there. Okay,
Sir,
then
can you tag your YouTube channel, please?
uh, okay, actually, I'm not so well versed with this technical things, but let me just try.
Okay, sir. In that
Maybe
case, you can give me the name of your YouTube channel.
just a moment. I try to share the link if it is possible. That let me try once.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, just give me a second. Yes, I guess like now you can see the link, and if you want, like you all, I don't force my students. If you want, you can subscribe, and you can then so that like uh, my all the lectures like will be uploaded on the channel, and in your free times you can have the notification. You can listen to the lectures and have better command over literature, guys. Okay,
Sure, sir.
yeah.
Sure, sir.
So it is in the group,
Thank you, sir.
in the chat box. You can see. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir. I've already got it.
Okay. So now the next term is alienation. Alienation is also very important, and you must understand, you must know what exactly alienation is. Alienation is a withdrawing or separation of a person or person's affections from an object or position of former attachment or estrangement from the values of one's society. Okay, means when a person is deliberately put aside or taken away from the society or from something, okay, it's a kind of a process of separation. The next term is prudery. Prudery is that means like excessive propriety or modesty in speech or conduct like or in a behavior, that is prudery. Next is genocide. Genocide is a very famous term you all must be having, but still I would like to tell you, this is the deliberate killing of a large number of people from particular nation or ethnic group, which with the aim of destroying that nation or group, that is genocide. Okay, next, ethnic cleansing. Ethnic cleansing is a mass expulsion or killing of members of one ethnic or religious group in an area by those of another. Like ethnic is relating to population or subgroup with a larger or dominant nation, national or cultural group with a common national or cultural tradition. Right. Next is agnosticism. Agnosticism here, that means like it refers to the impossibility of knowledge with regard to God or supernaturalism or supernatural, you say. Next is utopian. Utopian is a term, actually it was discussed and coined by uh, s- Renaissance time writer, actually. You know, his name is Francis Bacon, and no, Thomas More. Yes, Thomas More actually, uh, you know, talked about this term utopian. So, European modeled on or aiming for a state in which everything is perfect, or it is a society, or a society which is based on idealistic nature or idealism. Okay, so that idealistic society is called a utopian society, but in real there is no as such any such society is existing. Then Dadaism, like these terms that you wanted to know about, like Dadaism, these are the sub movements belong to the 20th century. Dadaism is an art movement of early 20th century in Europe, characterized by mockery and humor and the aim to destroy traditional values in art and replace them by new art, that is Dadaism. Next term, Surrealism is a movement which takes off from Dadaism. That is, it is one way of reuniting conscious and unconscious realm of experience so completely that the world of dream and fantasy would be joined to everyday rational world in an absolute reality, uh, is a surreality, right? Then Cubism. Cubism is a new approach to representing reality by bringing different views of subjects, usually objects or figures. Like so, these subjects together in the same picture, resulting in painting that appear fragmented and abstracted. Right, that is Cubism. And Constructivism is the new next term. It is a style or a movement in which assorted mechanical objects are combined into abstract mobile structural form. And the movement originated in Russia in the 1920s and has influenced many aspects of modern architectures and design. I'm sorry. Guys, Voticism is the next term in this move. Voticism is a style or movement in which assorted mechanical objects are combined into abstract mobile structure form, and this movement also originated in Russia in 1920s and has influenced many aspects of modern architecture and design, same like constructivism. Next is Futurism. Futurism is also an artistic movement began in Italy in 1909, which strongly rejected traditional forms and embraced the energy and dynamism of modern technology. Right. Next term is Fauvism. Fauvism is an art movement characterized by radical use of unnatural colors that separated color from its usual representation and style realistic role, giving new emotional meaning to the colors. Right? That is Fauvism. And my dear students, next is Gothic, the style of architecture prevalent in Western Europe in the 12th to the 16th century and revived in the mid 18th to early 20th century, characterized by pointed arcs, ribbed vaults, and flying buttresses together with large windows and elaborate tracery. Baroque is the next term. Baroque relating to or denoting a style of European architecture, music, and art of the 17th and 18th centuries that is characterized by ornate details. Naturalism. Naturalism is a style and theory of representation which is based on accurate depiction of details as it is, like in a very natural way, as it was seen, as it is happening. Right. Next is open and closed ending. What is open and closed ending? You must know. It is also very important to know. Open and closed ending, actually, ending allow open endings allow actually readers to imagine the eventual denouncement of the lead character and allow spin-offs, of course, like while closing endings bring closure to the reader as well, and particularly if the read is interesting. Next is symbolism. Symbolism is a term that talks about the practice or art of using an object or a word to represent an abstract idea. Right? That is symbolism. Next is individualism. Individualism is a belief that needs of each person are more important than the needs of whole society or group, and the action or attitude of person who does things without being concerned about what other people will think. That is the individualism. And now individualism is a very important and significant guys feature of our society. Now formalism is an emphasis on form over content or meaning in the art, literature, philosophy, right? Absurdity. Absurdity in literature usually focuses on characters or situations who can find no meaningful purpose in life. That is absurdity. And in the writing of Samuel Beckett, you really find absurdity, right? The concept of absurdity is very categorically explored. Heredity. Heredity it means extreme form of dryness, right? That is heredity. Like you should have experienced arid land. Okay. Yes. Next is impressionism. Impressionism, instead of painting a reflection of real life, painting an impression of what the person, light, atmosphere, object, or landscape looked like to them, is impressionism. Stream of consciousness. This is a literary style in which a character's thoughts, feelings, and reactions are depicted in a continuous flow, uninterrupted by objective description or conventional dialogue. And James Joyce, Virginia Woolf, and Marcel Proust are among its notable early exponents. They all made this concept, this idea very famous. Now, guys, these were the terms, and a couple of more terms I would like to tell you here. The collage is a piece of art made by sticking various different materials and photographs and a piece of papers or fabric or to backing a collection or combination of various things. So it means like at least you should know, though it is very very prevalent term. And eclectic is a term actually which uh, deriving ideas, styles, or taste from a broad and diverse range of source. And elitary is the next term, that is forms chosen at random, like making a poem out of sentence randomly selected from newspapers. That is called elitary. Asceticism is a severe self-discipline and avoiding of all forms of indulgence, typically for religious reasons, right? That is asceticism. Simulacrum is also very important term, and very uncommon also. Something that replaces reality with its representation, the generation of hyperreal. That is simulacrum. Avant-garde. Avant-garde is also a very important term. It means new and experimental ideas and methods in art, music, and literature. Guys, meta-narrative is also a very important term in this series of discussion. Meta-narrative is a narrative that account that experiments with or explore the idea of storytelling, often by drawing attention to its own artificiality. Right? It's meta-narrative. Mini narrative against it, like mini narrative is stories that talks about stories that explain small practices, local events rather than large scale universal or global concepts. And minimum narratives are always situational, provisional, contingent, temporary, and make no claim to universality, truth, reason, or stability, guys. Right. And the last term I would like to discuss in this series is, simulation. Simulation is a way of seeing a thing happen without it actually, taking place in the same way. So, my dear student, now if you have any question, anything to discuss, you can ask, and I will upload this lecture on my YouTube channel, and you can enjoy, listening to this video, this powerful and detailed video. This will help you immensely in your exam, also writing your questions in exam and understanding of these complex topics of literature. Okay, it will help you, and uh, I will definitely request you all to listen to it carefully and make your own notes. And if you do not understand anything, you can discuss with me and try to explore, through other means of understanding, or or through other books you can consult with in order to understand or maintain the better understanding of these topics. Right. So if you have a question, so we can discuss. If not, then tomorrow we will have again the class, and in the tomorrow's class we will discuss something else.
Sir,
Yeah.
Sir, as you described these terms so with such clarity, sir, if we mention these terms in our answers in the examination, is
Mhm.
it okay if we just mention these terms with underlining these terms, or do we need to explain the meaning of the terms in the examination if we mention the terms?
See, these terms I have explained to you just for your understanding. Because if you are not familiar with these basic terms which are related to modernism or this early 20th century literature, then you might not understand couple of things which are, time and again, coming across to uh, poems, dramas, and novels written during this time, right? So these terms are very common, very, famous, and as like being the student of literature, you all must know these terms. Okay, so definitely it
Yes, sir.
will help you. And if you feel that mentioning these terms in an answer makes some sense, so definitely you must mention them, right?
No, sir. My question was, if for suppose if I'm writing an answer as describe the characteristics of modernism,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
If I quote some of these terms as it is applied for modernism,
Hmm.
then should I also describe the terms as of what it means in exactly, or the terms itself will serve the purpose?
No, no. See, as I told you, if it is related to the question or you are describing this very movement, so then definitely you can talk about them. But there has to be, you have to maintain the connection between these terms and that movement, because directly it is not like feasible to mention them, but you have to maintain the connection with your answer. If it is required, only then you should mention. Because
Okay, sir.
early 20th century literature is not just about these terms. Of course, like these terms are very very important in the complete rubric of 20th century literature, but still it should make some sense. It should not happen that you have mentioned the term, but in your answer it maintains no correlation. So that coherency must be there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And sir, as we have discussed in today's lecture, that the advent of modernism actually shook the belief in God and related stuffs. So apparently, did it drive the society towards agnosticism or atheism, or did it drive the society towards actually what is called as secularism?
Yeah, of course, because that you can feel in the poem of T.S. Eliot, right? Like wherein he is trying to restore the lost faith in God and religion. So something that which is unreligious, or like where the people are maintaining the disconnect from the God and religion is already there, or it is felt, right? So that gap, that ridge is already there. That is why the writers like Matthew Arnold also, and T.S. Eliot, W.B. Yeats, like these writers, they are trying to you know basically reinstate the lost faith of people, and that has obviously happened just because of the world war situation. So post world war period is so draconian that, because you really can understand and imagine like what may be the situation of post world war. So when World War, ended, then the world met with, or people of the world met with lot of crisis, food crisis, deprivation in all areas, right? There was, great dearth of fresh water, also food and medical facilities, right? And many innocent people lost their lives without, you know, without like doing anything wrong to anyone, but just because of this race of mass production of weapons and then the usage of these weapons in the world war has really taught a very great lesson to the people that war brings no prosperity or no peace, right? So war at any cost must be ignored and avoided, right? So T.S. Eliot obviously is really very seriously trying to engage with the people, with the common masses, and he is trying to restore or reinstate their lost faith in God. And that is somewhere the modernism, or modernism is, kind of a, you can say, uh, the continuation of, or a beginning, or you can say the beginning of secularism also somewhere, or uh, you know uh, basically it is kind of a nature. Yes, that is there.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Is there anything else? Any other question, my dear students?
So by when the videos will be uploaded
Yeah.
so that we can cross
uh,
refer it again?
Hopefully, it may be like today or tomorrow, by tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Thank you
Yeah.
so much and
Yeah.
have a nice day. Thank you
Yeah.
for teaching the
Yeah.
concepts.
You're welcome. Okay, guys. So let's meet tomorrow with another topic. Okay, with lot of information and like puffed up with lot of learning. I hope you enjoyed the lecture, and keep discussing, keep enjoying, keep learning, guys. God bless
Thank
you.
you
Yes,
for
sir.
the
Thank you.
class, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Take care, sir.
Yeah. You too. Bye, guys.